So here we are in week 2 of Safe in God's Presence, which is the theme for October. Safe in God's presence. Isn't that reassuring? Isn't that wonderful? There's nothing to fear. Nothing. Nothing to fear. There's only love. Because God is love, and we are that. And when we forget that, we fall into fear. But that's a false belief, right? It's just a false belief. So there's only love. And when we remember that, we know that we are only love. We say God is love, right? Isn't that a descriptor we use? We say God is love. Core concept 1, God is all there is, right? And we are one as that. And so if God is love, then we are love. If God is all there is, then all there is love. Makes sense, yes? Okay. Undifferentiated, all of it is energy. It is just all energy. It's God knowing of itself. And so the manifest universe is that also, right? It is just the life of spirit. It's God knowing of itself in form. So the life of spirit is everything. Everything in the manifest universe. And so if God is all there is, and God created the manifest universe and created it out of itself because there was nothing else to make anything else out of, that means everything in the manifest universe is some undifferentiated parts of the life of God. And therefore, it has to have all of the qualities of God. You know all those up there? We have a whole bunch listed. So that idea that God is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, that has to be qualities of everything in the manifest universe as well, right? Because God made everything out of itself. It is the self-knowingness of God to create form and to inhabit that form. So that means that everything that's within us has to be those qualities of God also. Omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. All-powerful, all-knowing, everywhere present. If that is true for the divine, and we claim it is in this philosophy, right? We claim God is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, right? All-powerful, all-knowing, present everywhere. Then it must be true of us, because we are that out-picturing of spirit. We are a thought that God is having. We are the self-knowingness of God in form. God saw fit to incarnate itself into form, and you're that. You are that. So everything that we are is God, right down to the cellular nature of our bodies, right down to the little subatomic particles, right down to the little quarks and bosons and all the rest of those things. It's all spirit. It's all energy. It's all energy. But we're not all there is to God. Does that make sense? Okay, so God's a whole lot more than that. But everything that we are, spirit, soul, and body, everything that we are is spirit. It's 100% spirit. And you know, the physicists and the theologians, they've said the same thing for thousands of years, right? Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only transform. It can only change form. Well, that's what they said about God. God can neither be created nor destroyed. It just changes form. Same thing. We're having the same conversation. We're just doing it in sort of like different rooms. So spirit, this energy, this infinite energy that can neither be created nor destroyed, simply changes form. And we're that form. So we come and go. You know, we have this body and then we get rid of it. And then we go off and do something else. You know, but the energy that is us remains the energy that is us, is always has been, always will be. So whatever amount of spirit that we are, we know that we contain all of the aspects of it. We contain all of its aspects. The characteristics of the divine are characteristics of us. So if we describe the divine as omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, that's us too. That is us. And today we're discussing omniscience. Last week we did omnipotence, right? All powerful. And we owned that power as our power, right? To say we co-create our lives by aligning with that presence, which then outpictures according to our predominant thoughts and changes conditions around us. We owned that last week. So now we're talking about omniscience, all-knowing. But really, honestly, what do we know about knowing? seems like a contradiction. But really, what do we know about it? Ernest Holmes said this. This was written in Science of Mind magazine way back in 1952. He quoted Isaiah, and he said, before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. And then Ernest Holmes went on to say, intuition is not a product of the intellect, nor is it something which developed in the process of our evolution. It is then a thing in itself. That which is instinct in the animal, blindly, unerringly leading it to food, water, and shelter, becomes intuition in the human, consciously perceived. Instinct is intuition acting unconsciously. Intuition is instinct elevated to the point of self-awareness. They are identical. Intuition is omniscience, acting omnipresently. Therefore, whether we believe it or not, it is ever present in us. That's all you need to know. Let's go to coffee, That's all you need to know. There is only one mind. It's the mind of God. It is ever present. We are immersed in it. We live in it. We have our life in it, just like fish, swim through water. We are living in that energy of omniscience. We have access to it. We absolutely are immersed in it, and it is within us. It is ever present within us. That's what Ernest Holmes said. We are that. So the truth of our being is that we are the seer observing the seen. Right? Did you ever have those feelings in your life? Did you ever have that place where you are observing yourself? You are the omniscience of spirit. We are not our thoughts. We are the thinker of our thoughts. We are that which thou art. And because we are pure potential, manifesting itself as an individualized expression. We're not individuals, we're individualized expressions of the whole life of spirit. So our essence is consciousness, just pure consciousness. That is who we are. And when we really, really get that, really there is nothing to fear, is there? Because we are all-knowing. We have that ability to just delve into that one mind of God and know what we need to know when we need to know it. This pure consciousness gives us the ability to manifest the life that we desire. And again, in an article written in 1945 by Ernest Holmes, he said this. He said, when we bring our hopes and aspirations to the divine center within us and lay them there on the altar of our faith in complete confidence, giving thanks and having joy because we know the divine will meet our needs by answering them, then we shall have arrived at the correct way to use the intuitional law of omniscience within us. It's within us. He goes on to say, many great souls have done this instinctively. People of all religious faiths and convictions who have had faith have received their answers, which shows that whosoever will may enter. Whosoever will may enter. This is not just us, It's not just common to New Thought. New Thought is ancient wisdom. People have been doing this forever. Knowing our truth, going within, meditating, knowing our oneness, just absolutely accessing divine mind, that omniscience that we attribute to spirit that we co-create with. So how do we do it? How do we do it? How do we receive those answers? If we are some undifferentiated part of the whole life of spirit, we are omniscience also, then that means the answers are within us. Whatever question we have, whatever challenge we are experiencing, we absolutely know that the answer is already within us. But it's up to us to pay attention, to be mindful, to be open to the experience of life. And yet we get so busy, right? Oh my God, there's so many posts on Facebook I have to comment on. all kinds of things get my attention, right? There's this and there's that and there's work and there's family and there's home and there's lunches to be made and all of this kind of stuff gets our attention. But we have to be open. We have to remain open to the experience of life. John Kabat-Zinn said this. He said, mindfulness is the awareness that emerges through paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally to the unfolding of the experience moment to moment. So how many times are we there? Really, when you think about what you do during your day, how many times are you there in that present moment, allowing it to unfold moment by moment? Because see, it's already gone. And here it is. Nope, it's gone. Here it is again. Nope, it's gone. Present moment awareness, moment by moment. Usually, we're all the way out there, right, in the future. We have the little list. No, you know what? I'll just speak for myself. I have that little list in my head that goes, let's see, after this I have that lunch thing, and then after the lunch thing I have to stop at the store on the way home, and then I'll pick up stuff for this week, and then we'll make little, right? Is this familiar to anybody? I'm all the way out 2, 3, 4, 5 hours in the future. Or, when she said that thing, you know what I should have said? I should have said, right? We're talking about the past, and we're regretting the past, or we're worrying about the future. We're everywhere, but where we're supposed to be, in the moment. We can only be open to the unfolding experience in the present moment by being in the present moment and not having our attention in the past or in the future. And that present moment is happening now, and now, and now, and now, and now. And so how do we do that? How do we do that? Well, I am here to tell you. No, not really. Not really, because there is one mind, right? I mean, you already have the answer. I don't need to tell you anything. I know nothing. I know no more than you do. We all know the same stuff. We're all in the same mind. We all have access to that omniscience, that all-knowing. But here's what I know. We meditate. This is one of the foundational spiritual practices of our faith philosophy, is that we meditate. It's huge. I cannot tell you how big it is. It's big, right? It's like the number one thing we do. We meditate, we meditate, we meditate, we meditate. Please do not tell me you cannot do that. Please do not tell me you cannot sit still long enough to do that. I can't sit still. I wander. My mind's too active. I get fidgety. I can't. Yeah, you know who you are. Thoughts, restlessness, distractions, they are part of your meditation too. Did you know that? Yeah, they are absolutely part of your meditation too. If you have turbulence in your life, which is one of the reasons why you're being drawn to meditation, isn't it? If you have turbulence in your life, you will have turbulence in your meditation. Congratulations, you're doing it right. Sit through it. Sit through it. We meditate for a greater experience of our lives, not for a greater experience in meditation. Do you see the difference? We meditate for a greater experience in our lives, not for a greater experience in our meditation. We don't meditate for an amazing meditation experience. My meditation was better than yours was, right? Or, oh, this meditation was great. I want to meditate like that, like I did yesterday. Yesterday I was like this with the universe, We were one, the clouds parted and the hand of God came down and slapped me, and it was wonderful, right? I want to meditate like that all the time. And then the next time you meditate, it's like nothing. Doesn't matter. It's just as good. It's just as good. It's not what it's about. Quality meditation is not what it's about. That's not why we meditate. We meditate to get clearer, to really dive into that one mind, to really get clear reception. Clear reception. I'm doing that thing like anybody has dials anymore on any sort of thing. That's how old I am. Okay, you know what I mean. When you are dialing in, a radio or a television or something, you have that staticky something, and you need to get better reception. Same thing. That's what our meditation does. It gives us better reception to that still small voice, to the omniscient mind of God, to access freely, to commune with this divine mind that is within us. So get this, every meditation is a good meditation. Every meditation is a good meditation. The purpose of meditation is to enrich our lives, not to enrich our meditation practice. Meditation is the detoxifying agent in our lives. It's a way to get rid of things, that I know there was a quote, I don't know, maybe it was the Dalai Lama said something about, they asked him, what has meditation done for you? What have you gotten out of it? And he said, I don't get anything from it, it's what I lose. I lose my fear, I lose my distractedness, I lose my judgment, I lose all of these things. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what our meditation practice does for us. It allows us to lose those things. When we settle into a meditation, right? You have a meditation cushion. Anybody have a meditation place or a thing you could do it anywhere, it doesn't matter. But sometimes we have our meditation cushion. We settle into meditation, we quiet our mind, and then when our mind quiets, our body quiets. And when our body quiets, it starts to release stress. And when the body starts to release stress, it becomes more active. Think about that. When your body starts to release the stress, then you start getting fidgety. Then you start getting twitchy. Then you start getting the leg cramp. Then you start, right? Then the back starts to, because it's releasing stress. It becomes restless and uncomfortable. So that when the body becomes active, because it's releasing stress, then the mind becomes active, right? And it starts saying, oh, my leg hurts, I'm getting a cramp in my foot, oh, my back, I gotta move on the cushion, my butt hurts, whatever. And then you start having an activity in the mind. So the mind takes us into meditation, the body takes us out. And round we go. The important part is stay there. When the body movement, activity, causes the mind movement and activity called thoughts, think those thoughts. Make the adjustment. Move. Nobody says that you have to sit stone still in meditation on your cushion. If your leg is cramping, move your leg. If your butt hurts, move. Take the pillow off or put the pillow on. Change your position, because you know what that'll do? It'll settle the mind down again. Because your mind's not thinking, my leg. You fixed it. And so that your mind can settle down again, your mind settles down again, what happens? Your body settles down again. And so you continue along with your meditation. The mind takes us into meditation, the body takes us out. And then when we make the adjustment, the mind can settle down again, then the body can settle down again. But the good news is, when the body becomes active, it is a good thing. It is a good thing. It's not, sometimes we get into meditation and we go, oh my God, I got a cramp in my leg and I can't, and you don't want to move because you're not supposed to move because you're in meditation. But it's a good thing when your body starts sending those messages to you, that activity to you, because it's throwing off stress, which is what you're sitting in meditation to do to begin with, right? So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. And so the idea is then to go back to whatever it is that quiets your mind. Whether you have a chant, whether you have your own personal mantra, whether you om, whatever it is that you do to quiet the mind again, you get to move, you get to physically move your body, and then go back to your mind quieting practice, whatever it is. And it all works perfectly. It all works perfectly. Ernest Holmes said this, he said, to practice religious science successfully, one should be conscious of the indwelling spirit operating through his own thought, will, and purpose. He should realize that the moment of consciousness of God in and through him is a reality. Apart from the one knower, there is no knowledge, and separated from the one life, there is no living. Man's mind is ever in contact with omniscience, but his conscious thought does not always know this. That sounds like us, right? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What should I do? We talk, we call people, we call our friends, we call our family, we call all kinds of people. We take a poll, don't we? What should I do? Do you think I should move? What do you think I should do? Anyway, Ernest Holmes goes on to say this. He does not always know this. Hence, he remains in ignorance of that which he inwardly and subjectively knows, but does not bring to the point of consciousness. In practice, one should feel that inner spirit knows, and that because this is true, his objective mind also knows. In this way, he is divinely led to right human activity. For human activity, rightly conceived, is divine. And that's what our meditation practice is to really go to source, right? We don't have to take the long way. We don't have to talk to everybody else and get their opinion. You know, we always want a second opinion on everything. You know, you go into meditation and you hear that still small voice of God and you go, wait a minute, let me ask him first, you know? It's like, no. It is through this practice of meditation that we bring our experience of the divine into everyday life. That's the point of meditation to begin with. That's the point of our lives to begin with, is to bring the experience of the divine into our everyday living. It's not to sit on your meditation cushion for 20 minutes or a half hour or 10 minutes in the morning and then go out and get on the freeway and flip somebody off and cut somebody off and get angry and, get to work and be mad at your coworkers and angry. It's like, yeah, but I had a great meditation, but I got to treat people like crap. The idea of the meditation is to bring our experience of the divine into our everyday life so that when we get off the meditation cushion, that is who we are in life. We are the omniscience of God in life. We are immersed in it. We go within. We commune openly with divine mind. We suspend our human thought, and we fall into that gap, don't we? One of the ministers called the gap God's area of preparation, right? That gap, God's area of preparation. We get into that stillness. And when we're deep into our meditation, there's no time, there's no space, there's no nothing. We don't even remember we're doing it, right? All of a sudden we snap up and go, where the heck was I? That's where you were. You were in that gap. And we receive an inspiration there. And we hear the still small voice of God there. We do get direction there. We do know, even if we don't know through words, we know through feeling, we know through viscerally, what is our next step? We come out more confident because we have that connectedness with the omniscience. We receive inspiration and we bring it with us into our everyday life. We close the distance between the inner and the outer world. That's what we do through meditation. We close the distance through the inner and the outer world. We bring heaven to earth. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do, bring heaven to earth. And be that in the world. Ernest Holmes said this. He said, today I know that presence of the divine mind in me will guide me rightly. It will set me on the path of right action. It will direct my footsteps. It will counsel my mind. Today I am aware there is a light which dispels ignorance, fear, superstition, and doubt, and sets me safe and sane on the pathway of truth. Isn't that what we're here to do? Isn't that what we're here to do together? Thank you.